Henry Cejudo versus Marlon Moraes. That's a good fight. That's a great fight. Of course, Henry Cejudo just beat TJ Dillashaw after beating Demetrius Johnson. Makes him, one of the best in the world for sure. If he can become a 2-weight division champion, that'll be amazing. And put him on the pound for pound list completely. He is an Olympic champion. He is the 125 champ. And if he wins on Saturday night, he's going to be the 135-pound champion as well. But that's where it becomes a question, because Marlon Moraes is very, very, very good. Listen, if he beats Marlon Moraes on Saturday night, becomes a 2-weight division champion, my God, he's one of the best ever. He really is. There's not many people that are double champs. He joined a very, very elite club. And then when you combine that with being an Olympic champion as well, I think that's fair to say, well, he's definitely in the discussion of being the most successful combat sports athlete of all time. Definitely in the discussion. Definitely.
I think Jessica Eye is tough. I think she's in the right division now. I think she looks good. She's made some improvements in her game. I just think she's dealing with a fighter that just has way too much for her in Shevchenko. I think Shevchenko is still very hungry. This is a woman that is training all the time, traveling all the time to train, bringing in the right women for her to get better consistently. I think we're going to continue to see that in Shevchenko. I think we'll see an even better version. Jessica Eye, in my opinion, just doesn't have enough weapons to defeat someone like a Shevchenko. I do see her hanging in there for a little bit, but I see a TKO or knockout by Shevchenko in round 4.
So he wins this judgment where, they say that he's getting $27.45 million. I know you spoke to his manager, Abraham Kawa. What are the chances he gets that or even anything close to that?
Probably not very good. He'll never see $27.45 million. I'm fairly confident, Ariel, that Gold Star Performance Products from New Jersey does not have $27.45 million just hanging around in their office. I don't know how much he'll get. The company never responded to the lawsuit, never responded to the court, never responded to anything. So they've been incommunicable. So I have no idea what's going to happen. The court will have to at least compel them to do something. And what is most likely to happen, and this is kind of what happens in these cases, is that they'll probably just file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and hopefully Yoel gets at least something out of it. Abe Cobb was confident that he would at least get a few million out of it, which would be great. And you know what? Even if he only gets that much or less than that, it's still a huge victory for him, because he took the manufacturer of this contaminated product to court and he won. And this is almost like a precedent-setting thing for the rest of the industry. We've seen so many of these contaminated supplement cases, and the fighter almost always ends up getting screwed and gets basically chastised, and they get their kind of reputations ruined for these failed drug tests. So Romero failed the drug test, and he took this. He was confident he didn't take this banned substance. Took the company to court and won. He's vindicated. He is vindicated. Say what you will.
Look, I understand there's cultural difference. I get it. He was raised a certain way. I think there was a point too, like there's a video, a replay of his country kind of like cheering, and if you look around the room, it's a place only for men. There is no women in the audience celebrating. And you start to think about that's the cultural authenticity of how it is over there. Perhaps, I can't say, I'm not over there, but this is what I'm gathering. I'm doing my research. But here's the problem, is that you have to realize that like the world is a big place, and if you want to find a woman who wants to serve you and finish you, quote unquote, at home all the time, awesome. But please don't project that on everybody else, and don't say that women who feel otherwise and who want to pursue fighting or whatever their career is, that they shouldn't have the opportunity. I think it's extremely ignorant, and I wouldn't, like, I don't like that kind of attitude. Like, don't spread that. Don't put that out there in the world. If that's how you feel, then that's one of the things that you need to keep to yourself, because there are a lot of women who enjoy watching this sport as well, who are contributing to your paycheck, supposedly now being the highest paid athlete on the UFC roster. I mean, it's one of those things that just, it makes me less of a fan of Khabib Nurmagomedov, which is sad because I think he's a great athlete. But when you hear something like that as a person, you know, I've made my entire career off of breaking those barriers, and he's one of the men who would have stood in my way, and I cannot happily reciprocate those feelings. You know, so it's frustrating, and eyes are on him, and those things are going to put little snags in him moving forward. So I mean, I guess that's really what I have to say about it. You know, it's just kind of like, we have advice sometimes for people to just shut up, and he definitely should shut up and not say things like that, because it's ridiculous, it's asinine, it's chauvinistic, and you know, it's not going to help him gain any kind of fandom. And yeah, I can honestly say I'm less of a fan hearing those